What's good? Osiris back, Middle Mega. Thank you shout out to Ray Studios, made me aware of this clip on the X platform. Here's the video of Representative Ronnie Jackson.
Dr. Ronnie Jackson, there comes a point here where I know, because I've talked to Republican senators, it has been bad for a long time. And out of respect for their colleague, they don't talk about it. If somebody gets in this position, what should the procedure be? You're in Congress, and you're a medical doctor.
Unfortunately, there's not a procedure in place for members of the Senate like there is for the president with the 25th Amendment or something like that. It's really up to her family and her colleagues and up to the constituents that she represents. I mean, you mentioned this before. She's 90 years old. She represents 39 million people in the state of California. She's been in the Senate for 30 plus years. And the other day, she could not figure out a simple process that they were on the floor doing a roll call vote, and she couldn't figure out what was going on. I guarantee if she can't figure out what's going on in a roll call vote on the floor and doesn't know if they're having a roll call vote or debate, she has no idea what's actually in that bill, and she has no idea what the pros and cons are for her constituents or the issues that related to our country. It was a national security bill they were voting on. These are important issues. They involve our national security, issues of war and peace. So it really is up to her family and up to her colleagues and up to her constituents to stop voting her in. She's not been healthy and not been capable of doing this job for a very long time, and it has to end, because we cannot have staff members making decisions for people. They are not the elected officials. They're not the ones that were elected to do this. And we have the same issue going on with Joe Biden and Fetterman and now Feinstein, and it's got to stop, Sean. It's going to get us in trouble.
If they look, well, I agree. Elected.
Well, this concern about age has nothing to do with what political party you're in. So he didn't mention the problems. We have Chuck Grassley, who just got reelected. I mean, he just got reelected. We have Mitch McConnell. Literally, we saw the blue screen of death in front of his face. I don't want anybody to be harmed or anything like that. It was scary to see. But obviously, Brush shouldn't be in any type of position of power. And now you name names, and they're only on one side of the aisle. I don't have any respect for that. You go on Twitter and you virtue signal off the clip from your Sean Hannity experience, and you say if she can't make it through a simple roll call vote, there's no way she understands what's in the bill. What I understand, and you and I both understand, is that Dianne Feinstein can be expelled from the Senate. Am I calling for that? I don't know. I like that to be a last resort, but it is an option. We can call it as an option for sure right now. You mentioned there is nothing like the 25th Amendment. That's not true. That is a lie. Either you are very ignorant or you lied. You could have forgotten as well. That's fine. Feel free to clear it up. But yes, there is. There's checks and balances all over the government. And there are checks and balances for somebody who is old and senile and decrepit like herself. You can expel her from the Senate. That is an option. There have been plenty of senators, I mean, not a lot in the history of the country, but it's happened before. Most of them have been because of the Civil War. But if you look at it, Article 1, Section 5, this is from the Senate website. Ronnie Johnson's in the House, but he was talking about the executive branch. He can talk about the Senate powers. Article 1, Section 5 of the United States Constitution provides that each House of Congress may determine the rules of its proceedings. They make up their own rules. They can damn near do anything they want within their branch of government. They may determine the rules of its proceedings. They can punish their members however they want to, for whatever they want to. It's not a legal procedure for disorderly behavior. You don't even need to name it. They can punish them for whatever they want to punish them for. It is a very drastic measure because you're overruling the vote of the people. But since 1789, the Senate has expelled 15 members. I don't want to say only 15 members. We've had a president arrested only 3 times. When does it happen? Over the last few months. So there's a lot of firsts or rarities that have been re-popping up and recirculating, and the president's only been arrested 3 times. We have a history of 15 members being expelled from the Senate. That's 5 times more than just in the last 3 months of the craziness going on with the president. So I'd rather just peacefully break this thing up. But if you just want to talk about Ronnie Johnson, you can't let these people virtue signal and get these baby seal claps like, "You, good job, Ronnie Johnson." You ain't doing a good job. Tell the truth.